My name is Peter Parker. I'm pretty sure you know the rest. I saved the city, fell in love, then I saved the city again and again and again. Look, I'm a comic book, a cereal, I did a Christmas album, and a so-so popsicle.
You know, I think I got a face for animation. Well, there's just a lot of acting that is not my favorite, but none of it has to do with the actual acting. I don't like a lot of the process of acting, the being on camera. That's not something that really gets me off. The hair and makeup of it, how I look in clothes, that's not something I really value. So my characters tend to dress the way Jake wants them to dress, which all of a sudden makes all the characters seem like a little bit lazy and, you know, in sweat outfits. And it's really just because that has nothing to do with why I'm doing this. And what I like about animation is when you're in the booth doing the scenes, all that matters is if you're conveying what's on the page. And our directors on this, by the way, Into the Spider-Man is a movie I absolutely love and adore. I'm really excited for people to see the Miles and Peter relationship. There's a great Karate Kid, Mr. Miyagi thing there. And I was fortunate to be able to record a lot with Shamik. And I was able to record with somebody else who hasn't been announced yet, which has to happen soon, I would imagine.
Yeah.
But it was just a really cool, unique style of animation, being able to do it together. Because I did realize that there's a different level of performance and connection you get when you get to work together, and when the animators can watch that and they would film that and then animate around performance and vice versa. And so, you know, I really hope people check out the movie. I think it's going to do great things for animation. I think it's going to change the game. But I really love that, you know, they have the way you're judged as an actor in voiceover is just by your voice on it. So while they're listening, if you didn't nail the scene, you just do it again. And if it's not emotional enough, they're not going to say, he didn't seem fully there, but the way it was lit and the way she was looking at him, all of a sudden, I think we could cheat this in post. We just go again because you're actually just there to nail in terms of the voice, and then they're going to animate it after. When I get there, if I'm wearing shorts and flip-flops, nobody cares. All they care about, all the small talk, all the laughs, once we start recording, if I sound like Peter and I'm hitting the lines the way they want, they're happy. If I don't, we go again. What are you doing, bud?
I can't move. Okay, relax your fingers. We don't have time. Just let go. Be in the moment.
I am in the moment. It's a terrible moment.
They're right there. They're gonna see you.
Yeah, there's almost something more pure to the performance.
It was for me. I don't know if everybody feels that way, but I expected voiceover to be the opposite. I thought it was going to be the easiest job, and that was something I thought was really cool about it, and it turned out to be a job I ended up really caring about and putting a ton of work in. And so it is by choice I'm doing, you know, the animated show next, and it's really, you know, I'm passionate about it right now. Like, for example, playing Peter Parker, which is a dream. I love Peter Parker. So many diehard Stan Lee people have bent my ear on what they love about him. I love the idea that Peter Parker, when he was first created, was so outside the box to view this like little Jewish kid in Queens who gets bitten. Now he can be a superhero. That's not wild in 2018. Where you're like, yeah, of course, it could be Peter, for sure. Who else is going to do it? It could be Peter. But now it's really, you know, wild, and it's pushing to say, like, it can be 12-year-old Miles Morales, or it could be Spider-Gwen, and that is still, from what I've understood, Stan Lee's original idea of this character and this world. And that is, we all have this great ability within us, and we can all change the world. You just have to take responsibility for it and do it. And then the telling of this version of Spider-Man, Peter Parker being 40, Peter Parker being past his prime of his first go, Peter remembering how to be Spider-Man, you know, as the movie goes on, you see that like he still has all the skills. I love the introduction of Miles Morales. I love that you can all of a sudden for the first time have a black Spider-Man. You know, he's half black, half Puerto Rican. I have 2 daughters. I love that there's a Spider-Gwen. When Wonder Woman came out, my daughters got obsessed with her. So I'm glad they don't have to pretend to be MJ if they don't want to be. They can be Spider-Gwen. So the message of this movie I was excited about. The creatives I was excited about. Our directors, the way they talked about the animation. They wanted it to be a comic book come to life. It's amazing. Yeah. When I first saw a Pixar movie back in the day, I remember thinking, I don't know if you can do this in animation. This doesn't look like cartoons. And then my head wrapped around it and I fell in love with it. I think that's going to happen with this. But they said all this stuff, and then I was like, great, I like it all. But I didn't get to see it all until I saw the movie a couple weeks ago. And now, you know, Now I love it, and I get to pretend like I knew it was going to be great
Yeah,
all
like,
along.
of course.
Of course, we all knew this, but I did not know this.
Yeah.
Remember, what makes you different
Let's go!
is what makes you Spider-Man.
Officer, I love you.
Wait, what?